For a moment, bear with me for a moment. Been a while since we have, let's say, been together. Things have been a little different for us. Due that we, have been on break. In my self world, I have moved from the United States to a new country. It's a new context. And it's pretty much I won't say a different start, but it's a new start in a way. And so I thank you all for being back with us, and welcome back to the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. After a 7-week hiatus, yes, we are back. Back like a shark attack, back like we left something, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back. And for the world is a better place, y'all, when the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast is taking place. And so that rhyme was written by Jamar. So we thank you for that, Jamar. All right, y'all. Thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we talk about the latest sports topics that has taken place from this past week and will be upcoming this current week. It is always a blast to have you all tune in and participate with us truly every week, and it's always fun. And so as a reminder, we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast page, on Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, YouTube as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Apple Podcasts is the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, or basically any page where you can find your podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, and Peoples Hernandez. Today is August 20th of 2022. We have yet again seen another fascinating week in the sports world and a number of pressing topics that require our thoughts, our opinions, conversations, and yes, even analysis. And so with that being said, introducing my brother from another mother, Mr. Jamar Goodman. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Man, I'm doing pleasant. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, man. Thank you for asking. Yes, and introducing my other partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, and my other brother from another mother, Mr. Ian Jones, aka Peoples Hernandez. How are you this morning, sir?
Pretty good. Blessed. How you guys feeling?
Solid.
Pretty good, man. I got a nice breeze here. No complaints.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So, all right, fellas. So as we know, we traditionally do it this way on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Jamar always begins us with our analysis, and then Ian follows up. And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. And so first and foremost, we see y'all this week, a lot has been happening with Mr. Deshaun Watson. He has been suspended for 11 games and fined $5 million by the NFL and the NFL Players Association. So I'm just curious, fellas, your thoughts and reactions to this. And then secondly, y'all, some people are upset here. People in the media are screaming about Deshaun Watson, and they putting their feelings out there because some feel, y'all, that he deserved more time away from professional football. And additionally, some feel that in his comments, he truly did not show any remorse or much emotion towards the women he has affected going forward. And so, Jamar, just curious, bro, your thoughts. Was this 11-game suspension good? Was it too much? Was it too less? And then also, do you feel like he's in a way owning up, media-wise, et cetera, to his supposed or alleged actions?
This whole situation is, look, I feel like there's no right or wrong answer here, because no matter what, people are going to be mad regardless. If you got too little, too much, you cannot make everybody happy in this situation. I mean, to me, I'm just glad that, like, it's concluded. Like, we know what it is. We know what the length of it is. We know what the fine is. Like, there's no more to this. It's over. So at this point, based on how the NFL has done things over the years, which has been very inconsistent at this point, people not trying to be insensitive, but just deal with it. It is what it is at this point. I'm just glad that there's, resolution for the Browns' sake, for Deshaun Watson's sake, for football wise. As far as his settlements with those cases, allegations, whatever, like he settled the last one, like from a legal standpoint, that's done. He has consistently said he's innocent. I mean, in the court of law, he was, from a federal standpoint, criminal standpoint, he was not guilty at that part. The court of public opinion, that's always going to be up in the air. So, like I said, dude, there's nobody is going to be all the way happy with whatever was decided here. I mean, they went through all this arbitration stuff, and still the NFL wasn't happy about it and appealed the process to get this. And now, stop complaining, just deal with it. If you don't like it, you ain't got to watch them. I mean, just get over it. You got 11 games, move on. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, what about you, bro?
In my personal opinion, I feel like the 11 games is I think it was a little overkill, because we come from, he missed all of last season, and then he gets found not guilty of criminal charges. No, he settles with the civil he settles with the civil cases, and I don't think people really understand how civil cases really go. Civil cases really go. You come in the courtroom, they're gonna ask what you make or whatever. They don't really too much care about. There's so many civil cases going on. They don't really care too much about who's right or wrong. It's just what number are we going to get to for you to pay, whether you're right or wrong. Nobody cares. So whether he really did it or whether he didn't, at the end of the day, it's just all about money. So I feel like the NFL was fine with the 6 games, but I feel like the media, Me Too movement, and the social media world that we live in kind of put the pressure on the NFL to be like, nah, 6 games not enough. So they had to double back and double down. Now it's 11 and 5 million, and rightfully so. If he feel like he didn't do anything wrong and he feel like he's innocent, then who's to say that he isn't? We wasn't there. I wasn't there. Who's to say that he's not lying? So like Jamar said, it's just a thing where nobody's really going to be happy at the end of the day. It's just like deal with the situation. And I feel like Deshaun he's just at a point like, well, I'll just take the 11 games, give him the 5 million, and just move on at this point. Because if he keeps trying to fight it, and it'd be a whole nother year to start getting pushed back. The court thing, it just gets real messy. So, and it's pretty ironic, the game he comes back, they play Houston, that's crazy. So I just feel like sometimes it could be a money play for the NFL and drama storyline for the season. But, I'm kind of glad it's just over. I'm kind of tired of hearing about it, but he say he's not guilty. I mean, the man said he didn't do anything. I mean, what do people want him to do? Would you say you're guilty for something that you really didn't do? That's how I look at it.
Right. The only thing is, like, you kind of, I watched this press conference, y'all, and what's good? Good morning, Daryl Austin. He said, well, Ben Roethlisberger was only suspended for 6 games, and everybody had to move on from it. Why not move on from this? Yep. And then good morning, Tevin. Tevin Deshaun stated on Chief. And so basically, and Tevin right on Chief. Like, moving on, y'all. But the only thing is, in the commentary, Jamar, it's like he's kind of been all over the place. So if you kind of notice, it was at one point where he was stating, okay, I'm innocent. But then in some other commentary, he's like, I'm sorry to the women that I've hurt. But overall, in the most case, the women are, and we all know how, women in these type of issues, they finna press hard, right, Jamar? And They finna go in because they feel like they being violated. And so they finna stand up for whoever these women are, who, even if they trying to be opportunist, or whatever else we want to call it, for these millionaires, etc. But he's in the media, y'all, and he's not apologizing a lot. And so I feel like they feel like he should be apologizing more. But Ian and Jamar, like you guys are stating, if he didn't do it, he didn't do it. And then additionally, a lot of this is alleged. But then again, the people are stating if it's alleged, then why the hell is he settling on the cases? And so it's two whirlwinds here.
Yeah.
About to say something, Jamar?
Yeah, so I feel like he's settling on the cases because he's just trying to get this over with.
Yeah.
He ain't trying to drag this on. Like,
Right, he's settling the cases so he can get back on the football field.
yeah, and just try to move on in general. Like, because as we know, this would drag on for, I don't know, years and years and years. Look, at the end of the day, like, if he did it or not, I mean, look, he kept saying he was innocent, and he probably apologized more so that, even though he didn't do it, but just the perception of it is just like, it's not a good look. So it's like, I feel like that was a straight PR move and just trying to, get through this, just let it go. That's
Right.
where I'm at.
Right. And it's like, man, Deshaun Watson, y'all, we got to keep in mind this guy is one of the top athletes in sports. Jamar, for me, bro, it ain't just football, it's sports. This dude is a freak. This dude can do a lot on the football field, make a lot of magic happen. We've seen a lot of great moments from him. If we got to do what we got to do or he got to do what he got to do to just settle this, y'all, and get back on the football field, then guess what, Andy Jamar, I'm with it, y'all, because I want to see him back on the football field. I want to see him go up against Joe Burrow. I want to see him go up against Lamar Jackson. And I'm not really willing to see him go up against Mitch Trubisky or what's the guy, Kenny Pickett from Pittsburgh. Yeah. And so, but regardless of the fact that AFC North is lit, you still got Mike Tomlin coaching in Pittsburgh, and you still got Deshaun Reed Sr., who is a fan. And so he feels like there's always going to be magic with Pittsburgh, no matter who's quarterbacking. And so it's very interesting to watch the AFC North and just the AFC in general. But like Tevin stated, he's trying to get back on the field. He also stated that Ian made a valid point. Them boys just going to continue the case. F it, give me my time so I can play. Yep, indeed. And Daryl, like you stated, man, Ben Roethlisberger, and we don't try to play the race game here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, but we kind of do in a way because we know that there's a lot of crap that going on here. He was only given 6 games and everybody moved on from it. And so now Deshaun Watson got 11, y'all. So in this case, we definitely should try to kind of move on at this point. Daryl also stated, look, I've been in a situation to where I had to take a plea, not because I was guilty, but because if I realized I had fought it, I could have been buried, His lawyers have asked him, that's why he paid them. Right. Right. And y'all right, Andy Jamar. A lot of people don't know what goes on in these courtrooms, what goes on with these lawyers. And so thank you, Jamar. Thank you, Ann, because he, in other words, had to kind of just pay this thing off just so he can move on and get back to doing what he loves. Because if not, this thing will drag on. And then, as you guys know, in the lawyer world, the longer that drag on, the more happier they are.
Yeah, more money has a better.
Right.
Lawyers always
more money for them. So, right. So, the longer we drag this thing on, the more I get paid. I really care less. And so, right. I see y'all point here. Definitely. I got some good clarity on this situation this morning for sure. So, all right, y'all. Feel free to leave us additional commentary in regards to the Deshaun Watson scenario. at least for now, but according to Jamar, it is done. And so if it's done, then that's a really good thing. And he can serve his 11-game sentence. And from there, he can be back for the final 6 games. And Daryl Austin stated, listen, lawyers play golf and have dinner with each other and talk about these cases. It's a dirty game. Yep, that sounded about right. So yes, yep, that sounded about right. So, all right, fellas, let's now talk about Chicago Bears. Our Bears, Andy, Jamar, man, Joe, they kind of look decent doing these first 2 games, at least from what I've been seeing. I mean, they 2-0. And so just curious, Ian and Jamar, what do you like about what you've been seeing thus far from the Bears? And can they keep this up?
So record wise, I don't care because it's preseason. As far as the record, don't care about that. But what I do actually love is from a schematic standpoint, we actually look good. Like these guys are buying into whatever Matt Eberflus is dishing out. And that's kind of what I wanted to see, guys playing hard and looking better just overall. It's like I only saw the second half of the second game. I didn't get a chance to see the first game. I heard it was good highlights there. I didn't really care much about the second half of the game because I was tired of looking at a Russell Wilson-less Seattle Seahawks team. But
they look kind of rough.
Yeah, they had a tough night.
Ugly. That whole situation's ugly. No, so Justin Fields looks a little bit more comfortable, even though, half the time he's out there running, but it looks like they are designing plays for him to, escape the flaws in that. You see a lot of bootlegs. You just see, I know a couple of times he had a little, few step dropbacks, but he also had an easy out in that regard as well. Defense plays a lot harder. It's like they are like trying to force turnovers. They are playing hard on every whistle. I see a lot of effort, a lot of players playing together. I'm starting to see some growth here as well. So that's what I wanted to see. Like we know this year is not going to be much for us. But going forward, I just, for next off season where we have $120 million in cap space, we just want to, be an attractive destination. Like, hey, these guys are young, but these guys are playing hard. They buying in to the system. These guys are a right fit for the scheme, yada, yada, yada. I just want all the positives to, flourish here going forward. So that's what I like from the first couple of games here.
Yep. Ian, your thoughts, bro?
Yeah, to double back off what Jamar said, watching them play, they've been playing real hard. They're playing together. You see them on defense, you see literally 11 hats on the football. Really all we need to do is, get the Roquan situation together, but it seems like Eberflus, he's turning the culture around. Like it looks like everybody from the outside looking in, looks like everybody believes, what they got going on should work. So that's probably the hardest I've seen the Bears look in, the last couple of years, the way they're playing. But, it's still preseason. Still worried about, the weapons we got on the outside, even though Velus Jones, he does look kind of promising. He had a nice punt return the other night.
Yep.
50 yard, almost took it to the house. So, like, he's pretty fast. I think we'll be okay. I'm hoping that we'll be the surprise team of the NFL. Everybody got us 30, 31, 32 in the NFL. So I'm hoping we'll be the surprise team this year. But it looks like he's turning the culture around. I know it's not going to happen in just 1 year. It's going to take some time, but it just looks like the culture is kind of slowly changing. We got some good rookies in the back end with Kyler Gordon and, Brisker. They've been playing pretty hard. So I mean, it's looking up from here. We'll see. It's still a preseason though, so we'll see coming up on the regular season.
Yeah. One thing, I mean, I thoroughly piggyback on what y'all saying. They look like they playing hard, y'all. And like you were saying, fellas, like they kind of remind you of a team right now that know that they're 30 of 31 and 32, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And they're playing like they ain't got nothing to lose. Like just a football team that's going out there playing hard. Kind of remind you of like them old Tibbs teams, y'all, when Derrick Rose was injured. The teams that basically didn't have a superstar or et cetera, et cetera. But when they came out, you knew the crew was gonna have a dogfight with them every single game. And the Bears, they just seem like they're passionate, they're playing hard. And like you guys, they really sound like or look like they believe in what Eberflus is kind of throwing out there towards them. And as a result, it's translating to the football field of a team that's going out there playing hard, having fun, being loose, supporting one another. They really look like they support one another. You can tell that these guys look like they are brothers, and that they really bonded in their training camps. And it really fluctuates onto the field. It's clear as day if you've been around sports. And so I'm loving it thus far. It's only the second game, it's the preseason. But I mean, when you're at the bottom, right, fellas, you can only go up. So, with the Bears at this point, sky's the limit because they're at the bottom right now anyway. If you rank 30 or 31 and 32, so nobody really got no expectations for you. So you can go out there, play loose, have fun, play passionate, and sneak up on a couple teams for sure. And so, I really enjoyed watching them kick Seattle's butt the other day. All right, fellas. We have talked about a few things in regards to the Bears and Deshaun Watson, but now we want to, as we go forward, everybody, talk about position players, rankings, etc., going into this season. And so, Jamar, I want you, bro. You can follow up and give me your top 8 quarterbacks. Can be in any order. It's up to you. It could be off the top of your head. I don't know if you guys did it in advance. I did. But give me your top 8 quarterbacks, and we just piggyback from there, and then we'll go into the wide receivers. And then as we progress, we'll get into the running backs, we'll get into the tight ends, we'll get into defense. We kind of break all these positions down. And so we always start with the quarterback, though, because arguably it's the most important position in football. And so, Jamar, bro, can you give me your top 8 quarterbacks in the NFL right now?
All right. Number 8, I got Russell Wilson. I think, a lot of people forgot about Sierra's husband out here, but he's in a better situation all the way around in Denver.
Oh, I forgot about him. Yeah.
You and a lot of people did. It's okay. It's all right. He's in Mile High City with a better supporting cast, a better defense, a better coach, a better scheme, a better everything. So I'm ready to see Russ cook out here in this season. Number 7, I got Joe Burrow. I mean, he put a lot of people on notice last year with that Cincinnati Bengals team. I'm looking forward to see what they do this year with a better line. And that was the one thing that really, besides Eli Apple, the only other thing that really hurt them in the Super Bowl. Because they were like a half second away from winning the Super Bowl, but Aaron Donald happened.
Right.
Number 6, I got Justin Herbert, because this man is lights out, basically the next big thing or the next person up that's about to just take off. Chargers are, this all season they went all in. They went all in on both sides of the ball. I'm curious to see if he gonna take that next step, get them to the playoffs here. Number 5 is your favorite quarterback, Mr. Matthew Stafford.
You got him number 5?
I got him number 5.
Okay.
Hey, he proved that a toxic situation is the only thing that was holding him back. So enough said there. Number 4, I got, Mr. 7 rings himself, Tom Brady. I mean, he probably could have been higher, but the man's 45. I don't know. I know Max Kellerman used to talk about a cliff. He ain't hit a cliff yet, but I'm not too confident this year. 3, I got that guy across the border, number 2, Patrick Mahomes. I mean, because it's Patrick Mahomes. And number 1, and I feel like who is the best overall quarterback, and as of right now, the one that I know you're ready for the smoke on, Josh Allen. I really believe Josh Allen is the best quarterback today. Josh Allen beat the Chiefs, but defense let him down. Josh Allen has put a lot of things together between his passing ability, the most powerful arm in the league, his ability to take it in the house by himself. I mean, the dude can do it all at a very high level, and he's still continuously improving. That's the scary part. So Josh Allen, who I do have as MVP favorite this year as well. So Josh Allen is number 1 for me.
Wow. Yep. All right. I can see that though. And your thoughts, bro? Who you got?
Top 8. Okay, let's see. Number 8, I got Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
7, I got Kyler Murray.
Okay.
I think Kyler should have a big year this year. I don't know how the defense is gonna hold up this year, but he should have a big year this year, barring injury. That was 7. 6, I got Russell Wilson. I think Russ will take those. I think he'll take the Broncos to the playoffs. Possibly even winning.
That's a bold prediction. So you got him going to the playoffs in the AFC Wild Wild West?
Yeah, possibly even winning the division.
Wow.
I love it.
Yep. 5 is tough for me. 5 is tough. 5, I feel like I'm putting him up there a little high. He got to show me just a little bit more. Maybe they get to the playoff this year, but I'll put. Nope, I'm not gonna put him. I'm not gonna put him 5. So I'll put Matthew Stafford 5. He got it done, like Jamar said. It was just Detroit. I feel like Detroit is kind of, I don't know, feel like one of those just cursed franchises. They don't really have, the talent is always there, but they just always find some way to mess it up. 4, I'll go Tom Brady. He could even be lower. He's getting up there in age. He's been playing with some all-star teams as of lately, but hey, he's still getting the job done. Can't argue with that. He's kind of high too, but he had a hell of a year last year. I'll even say 4. I'll put Joe Burrow at 4. Kind of high though, but he had a hell of a year last year. If we're just going based off of last year. 3, I'll go. 3, I'll go Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, number 3.
Yep, I'll go Pat, number 3.
Okay.
And my top 2. Top 2 is hard. But I think I'm gonna have to agree with Jamar on this one. I'm gonna put A-Rod at 2. I mean, he could just, the way he just throw the football is just, he's special. You can't deny that. And he might not say and do the right thing all the time, but the way he throw the football and things we've seen him do, he's special. But I feel like the young gunner that's just number 1 right now, like you said, they beat those Chiefs and they possibly should have been in the Super Bowl last year. Josh Allen. Josh Allen is number 1 for me right now as well.
All right, fellas. Well, just an FYI, y'all, I'm putting a target on Josh Allen's back going forward because since Josh Allen is given all these great expectations, then what can I say? I mean, yeah. By the way, it's raining a little bit, fellas, so excuse the wind. It kind of happens. But Josh Allen, He's ranked number 1. I can't disagree with that, y'all, because he is very talented. But all right, number 8 for me, y'all. And I'm kind of questioning this now that you named Lamar Jackson in, and then additionally, Jamar, you named another black quarterback for your number 8. But I'm going with Dak Prescott because I just like the weapons he got in Dallas. I mean, even though he lost Amari Cooper, he still got some talent in Dallas. And that's a team that like to spread you out. They clearly have done that for the last 2 years. And they've been successful at it. And so I got Dak Prescott as number 8. And I'm looking forward to them again taking over the NFC East. That's another word for the NFC East. I'm ready for the smoke here for these next 2. Number 7, y'all, I got Joe Burrow. I feel like Joe Burrow last year was lucky. Yeah, Jamar, I feel like he was lucky. He was lucky against Ryan Tannehill. Y'all know this. Ryan Tannehill sucks, okay? Ryan Tannehill threw an interception on the first play and then threw an interception on the last play of the season. He gave them the game. Tennessee, the defense, they did everything they were supposed to do to win that football game. And literally, Tennessee and Ryan Tannehill gave away that game. Joe Burrow is nice. He has Jamar Chase, yes. He has a nice core. He got T. Higgins. But Joe Burrow need to put on some damn weight. Get in the weight room, okay? Number 6, Josh Allen. Yes, Josh Allen. The world can beat me up. But I feel like Josh Allen, okay? He's just not better than the other quarterbacks, y'all. That is above him. The quarterbacks in the NFL right now, y'all, we got a lot of great quarterbacks, and this is my point, Jamar. Like, I hate to put him this low, but at the same time, I just feel like the other quarterbacks are better than him. So that leads me to number 5, Justin Herbert. I feel like right now, Justin Herbert, yes, is a better quarterback than Josh Allen. And that is based off of the weapons that he got. He got a nice receiver in the Mike Williams. That's a nice number 2, and a nice number 1 in Keenan Allen. This is, I think, going to be a really good football team. And so I got Justin Herbert, y'all, above Josh Allen. Josh Allen, for me, I'm sorry, but you still got some proving to do. Number 4, and sorry, Josh, but you're not better than Aaron Rodgers. Number 3, Matthew Stafford, the weapons he got in LA, he's proved a lot to me. He got Cooper Kupp, man, possibly OBJ coming back. He got Allen Robinson. I mean, it's just damn like an all-star team in the LA Rams right now. It's like a battle of LA. Both of these teams are stacked. And it's going to be really interesting to watch both of them play this year. But I got Matthew Stafford, Charles, the 3rd best quarterback in football right now, because this guy, every moment where I doubt him, he gets a first down, and they just move the ball like a machine down the football field. And when these Rams get going, they are very, very, very hard to stop. And so I got Matthew Stafford as my 3rd best quarterback, and that is even above Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers chokes in January. Number 2, yep, I got the 45-year-old Tom Brady. And y'all know why? Because Tom Brady is a momentum quarterback. Y'all saw how he was down last year against the Rams. Everybody thought the game was over. And as soon as that man caught a rhythm, you saw the sweat in LA. It was like, damn, like this dude can turn it on in a second. And Tom Brady can turn it on in a second. Everybody that's on this list, he's pretty much beat. Who he hasn't beat. I mean, outside of maybe Matthew Stafford with the Rams, but he made him sweat even amongst that, even the game being over. And so, yes, he's 45, y'all, but I can't count against a guy that's been to the Super Bowl 10 times. All right, and number 1 for me, and that's just, it's been that way for a long time for me, Patrick Mahomes. Did you guys see the throw he did against the Bears last week? I was even fooled. I was sitting there watching the screen, and I'm sitting there looking like, all right, he's going to do this, and he totally did something different. And it fooled the Bears defense. It even fooled me at home. That is how talented Patrick Mahomes is, guys. we gotta appreciate this kid and appreciate the greatness because he does a lot of stuff that's just uncharted, very talented, and he wins. And Jamar, even amongst him losing Tyreek Hill, I still think the Chiefs gonna have a big year because that's how great Patrick Mahomes is. Sorry, Josh Allen. It's just that it's so many great quarterbacks in football right now. You can kind of intermingle these guys. I mean, one can be six can be one, blah, blah, blah. Even Joe Burrow can be up there. And so it's a lot of talent at the quarterback position. And that's the point I want to make right here. So don't get all befuddled about the rankings, everybody. Just know that we got a lot of talented quarterbacks in football, and it makes it very fun to watch.
Man, I'm glad you said that last part.
Yeah.
Boy.
Hey, it's a lot of talented quarterbacks, man. It really is. And so, all right. Yeah, fellas, if y'all good, we can move on to the receivers.
Yeah.
All right, Jamar. Give us your top receivers, bro, in football right now.
This gonna be tough, man.
A lot of talented receivers, man.
Look, I had to do my list based on ability and productivity. I'm just letting you know, because any other way, I don't think it'd be fair for me.
Okay.
So the bottom of this list here, you can swap out with probably another 5 wide receivers, but number 8, I got Deebo Samuel, just because this man he's on my list of monster amongst men. You saw the guy line up in the backfield, catching slant passes, just basically being a Swiss Army knife for the San Francisco 49ers. We're going to see what Trey Lance can do, but I'm pretty sure Trey Lance knows to utilize the weapons that he has in order to be a better quarterback and develop quickly. We'll see him week 1. We'll see him in a couple weeks here in Chicago. Right. Number 7, put some respect on Stephon Diggs. He is arguably the best route runner in the league. Arguably the sole reason why the Buffalo Bills took off the way they did when they traded for him. He unlocked that offense and Josh Allen, and that combination is very, very scary. Yeah. Stephon Diggs doesn't need to be schemed open. He can get open by himself. Number 6, probably the most consistent guy that nobody talks about, because I don't know, he's not as flashy with it, but his name is Mike Evans. He is, I believe, the only wide receiver in NFL history to have 1,000-yard season every season for, I think, as many years he's been in the league. What, 7 years now?
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and he did it with famous Jameis, Mr. 30 for 30, and he did it with Tom Brady. So there you go.
Yep.
Number 5, the fastest man on the field, Tyreek Hill.
Wow, Tyreek Hill at number 5?
I got him at number 5. Because my list is based on ability. So ability-wise, he should be a lot higher. But productivity, I don't know what I'm going to expect this year with Tua at quarterback. But nevertheless, this man, ceiling is through the roof. I mean, he can just. Matter of fact, we saw what he did to the Bills last year in the playoffs. That game was looking over, and then he gave him life. Even though Josh Allen took life again, but then again, regardless, Tyreek Hill is that guy. Number 4, my namesake, Mr. Chase, Mr. Jamar Chase.
Yes,
that
sir.
Guy, that man is a straight monster.
Dog.
We're going to use the word dog. That's what he is. He is definitely a dog.
With the WG, with a DAWG, not DOG.
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he unlocked the Cincinnati Bengals offense. He arguably the sole reason why they even made the run to the Super Bowl the way they did last year.
After a year off of football.
Yes.
Man, y'all put that guy, y'all. I mean, it was like whoever was sticking Jamar Chase, y'all, last year, they was getting their ass torched. It didn't matter who was sticking him. Like you put him one-on-one, that's almost disrespectful.
It is. And the fact is, what's scary about it, you can't double team him. That means T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd gonna go off. So good luck.
Come on.
Pick your poison.
Yep. Number 3, I got Cooper Kupp. Man is just a
Cooper Kupp at number 3.
Technician.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, you upset over there?
Cup.
That's
That means you got Devontae and oh no.
Cooper Kupp at number 3. This man is just productive. It's crazy because Cooper Kupp, I think he doesn't, besides him being, labeled as a smaller guy, which he isn't too small, by the way, or maybe he gets the white guy label. But his 40 time wasn't the greatest either. But yeah, you see him catch the ball, he outrunning the whole defense. This man, like Ian says, a technician. This dude does it all. The only thing I haven't seen from him is really make like big catches, like tough catches in traffic and stuff like that. But that doesn't excuse the fact of what an exceptional year he had last year by far. Number 2, and I feel like this man's gonna put the league on notice this year based on how everything transpired this offseason. His name is Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is about to light it up this year. And I'm giving you a fantasy nugget. You better take this man in the first round. And number 1, to me, is the best wide receiver in the whole NFL, and it's Devontae Adams. It's not even close for me. That man, I feel like he has no weaknesses. He does everything exceptionally well at an elite level. The man lines up outside in the slot. That man is one of the best route runners in the league. That man has some of the best hands in the league. That man makes big catches. He's a big body. He does it all.
Yeah.
In the story.
Mm-hmm. All right, I can feel the passion, Jamar. All right, Ian, who you got, bro?
Man, this is tough. This was tough. So I'm gonna start off at 8. This guy doesn't get enough credit for me at all. So I'm gonna put him at 8. I got Keenan Allen at 8. At 7, this is so tough. At 7, I'm gonna put Tyreek Hill at 7. I got Tyreek Hill at 7.
Ooh, at 7?
Yeah, I got him at 7.
I get it.
This right here was truly hard. 6. Whew. Tough. 6. I'm gonna put. I feel like he should be higher, but I'm kind of going off last year. So at 6, I'm gonna go with Mike Evans. Like Jamar said, he's another one that doesn't get really the credit. He gets more maybe than Keenan Allen, but I mean he's consistent. I mean he puts up numbers. He puts up numbers that goes about his business every week. You don't hear too much from him. He just do his thing. What was that? That was 6? Or was that 7?
That was
Yep.
6.
That was
No,
6.
you at 6. You at number 5 now.
Man, it's getting tough. At 5, I'm stuck between 2 and 5 and 4. They like swapping for me right now. At 5, I'm gonna say I'm gonna put Jamar Chase at 5. Jamar Chase I know he's still a rookie and he's still got a lot to learn, but I mean to take a year off from football and just take over the NFL like that and go to Super Bowl your first year. I mean, and be a big part of that. That's just impressive. To play on the top level, that's impressive. Like I even told people last year, he had during the preseason around this time, he was dropping the ball and, people were like, oh, he's going to be a bust. He can't even catch the ball. I'm just like, just give him time. Yep. I was like, just give him time. He'll be all right. I'm like, the kid is like that. I seen him play at 19 years old at LSU and he just dominated people that was in the NFL right now. And he come to the NFL, season starts, and he back like he never left. It looked like LSU all over again. Same number, same everything. It's crazy. So that was 5. At 4, I got Stephon Diggs. Just Rouse just crazy. Rouse crazy. He can do it all. And he took those Bills to another level. Probably took Josh Allen game to another level too. Oh, this one is getting It's getting a little tough. So at 4, I got Tyreek Hill. Just he catch the ball is just it's curtain. It's truly deuces when he get that ball open field. It's crazy.
Hold on, I thought you had Hill at 7.
Right.
I had my 7.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You had Tyreek at 7.
I had my 7. Okay. Oh, you know what? No,
Yeah.
take that back. I know I had at 4. Debo. That's why I had at 4. Debo.
All right.
Debo did it all last year. We seen Debo in the backfield. Seen Debo out wide. Debo probably even called some plays in the booth. 3. I know who my top 3 is. So 3.
You still got Cooper. You still got Devontae. You still got Justin.
At 3, I'm gonna go Justin at 3. Justin, another one. He come from LSU and just practically take over the league. I think sometimes he doesn't get kind of the respect just because he played with the Vikings and Kirk Cousins. He has I don't know.
Empty calories, yeah.
Yeah, he kind of up and down. So
yeah, Mr. Empty calories.
He's been putting up numbers: 100 catches, 1,600 yards, 10 touchdowns.
The dude is solid.
Yeah, proof is in the pudding, man. So this is tough. It's hard to put the triple crown to somebody that won the triple crown number 2. That's hard. But I'm gonna go with Cooper Kupp at 2. He did it all last year. And I'm gonna go DA at 1.
DA, Devontae Adams.
It's hard putting Cooper at 2 though, man. Winning the triple crown last year, that's hard. That's tough.
Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah, fellas.
Can't wait to hear this.
I can't believe how disrespectful you guys have been to Odell Beckham Jr. I think we forget just how great.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Eli.
Yeah, looks like we lost our compadre for a second.
Yeah, but as far as Odell goes, it's a lot of people, that left off. I kind of based it off last year. Like you got Odell, you got Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins. I could just keep going on, but if we're going off the 2021 season, those would be, those guys.
I agree. And it's like, stats, I feel like stats definitely play a role, but I know for a fact stats aren't everything because it's different situations that, give guys stats more than others.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, also, AJ Brown, he's elite to me. Terry McLaurin, I feel like he don't get his due. Like you mentioned, Michael Thomas, DeAndre Hopkins, DK Metcalf. That's another guy.
Yep. Hell, even Tyler Lockett. It's a lot. It's a lot of
DJ Moore.
Yeah. DJ Moore. Yeah. That's my dog. Yeah, he don't get Carolina. It's just different teams and different situations, and it's tough with the receivers. It's tough. Same with the running backs. It's tough. Those skill positions, it's tough.
Oh, you there?
You guys can hear me, right?
We can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah. It's a lot of talented receivers out there. Y'all are absolutely right, man. But one thing I'm gonna say, y'all, is I can't believe the disrespect, guys, that Odell Beckham Jr. continues to get. Now, don't get me wrong, Cooper Kupp was unstoppable, but Jamar, come on. OBJ was pretty much damn near unstoppable too. And I put that even amongst him being, in a great all-time great team, I feel, one all-time great offenses. But I still feel, y'all, that OBJ, this dude it's a pleasure to watch him. It is a pleasure to watch this man play football. And so I'm gonna put some respect on his name, especially going into next season, because this dude is a baller. And no disrespect to all the great wide receivers in the NFL, but OBJ is that dude. Number 7, and this is a tight field, man. There's so many great receivers. You can kind of intertwine these guys, but I'm gonna put Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel is Mr. I Won't Smoke. Deebo Samuel is Mr. Steve Smith Jr., aka I want to run you over. And I'm not finna dodge you. I'm not finna go around you and juke you. I'm not finna do none of that. I'm gonna run right through you. And that's what I love about Deebo Samuel: the toughness, the hands, the Army Swiss knife. You can put this guy running back. I feel like damn near he can play some tight end if you want to. This is how talented Deebo Samuel is. And it's a pleasure to watch him play football too. Number 6 in a crowded wide receiver field, I got Mike Evans. The reason why, and I could have put somebody else here, Mike Evans could have literally dropped off, but the reason why I put him there, maybe it was because my boy kind of fell asleep in the divisional round last year, but he burned one of the best corners in football. And we know about this guy, Jalen Ramsey, but he burnt him and made him look really bad in the divisional round last year. And the way he did that, I'm like, that is pretty impressive. And that shows you continuously how good of a receiver Mike Evans truly is. This is a big body, y'all, but just because he's a big body does not mean that he ain't fast. It does not mean that he can't catch the ball and that he's not sure hands. And it definitely does not mean that he can't jump over you, because that is his specialty. And so Mike Evans is a very talented guy. I love watching him play the game as well. Number 5, Justin Jefferson. What bad can we say about these top 5 receivers, really? The only thing I can say, y'all, with these receivers, unfortunately, Jamar and Ian, is that with these guys, it kind of depends on who's throwing them the ball. And so, like, I feel bad for Tyreek Hill. I feel bad for him, but he's in my top 5, but he can't be my number 1 receiver because he got Tua Tagovailoa throwing him the ball. And maybe Tua will develop and be what we think he could be, but I really don't think, no disrespect to short quarterbacks, but Tua Tagovailoa, he wins, but he's not, his arm strength is my biggest problem. But I'm getting to talking about quarterbacks. Let's stay on receivers. Justin Jefferson is another example. Yeah, we brought up on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, everybody, and good morning, Matt. Much love from the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. I know, Matt, that you rock with Jamar. And you guys do the No Offense Network. He got Kirk Cousins throwing him the ball. And yeah, Kirk Cousins, a lot of touchdowns, 7 interceptions, I believe 33 touchdowns. But when it comes to the clutch moment, where is Mr. Empty Calories? Oftentimes he's throwing these balls and getting these catches, and the game is damn near over with by that time. So it's not really counting. This is what he does. This is what he's done his whole career. And so Justin Jefferson, sorry, man, but you got to suffer a little bit because you got the empty calories throwing you the ball. Another one, Devontae Adams. Derek Carr, he's improved. And he had a great year last year. I felt like people really disrespect Derek Carr and his talent. I'm gonna really find out. And I know that Devontae Adams, y'all view this guy as the best receiver in football, but he had Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball. Now he got Derek Carr throwing him the ball.
It's definitely going to be different.
Yes. I just want to see how good Devontae Adams truly is. Because even Randy Moss, y'all, when he had Jamarcus Russell, Mr. Cheeseburger throwing him the ball, he wasn't the same guy. But when he went with Tom Brady that next year, boom, the floodgates open. And
they actually traded Jamarcus Russell. They actually traded Randy Moss like right before they drafted Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, because he had Aaron Brooks at quarterback. But I get what you're saying.
My whole point is, y'all, that the quarterback for the Raiders, right? my whole point though, fellas, and thank y'all for that exact accuracy. I love my guys, so they know their stuff. The point is that he didn't have Tom Brady throwing him the ball. He didn't. And so his numbers kind of dwindled. But when he went with Tom Brady, it was just the floodgates open. And so Devontae Adams, he don't have Aaron Rodgers throwing him the ball no more, y'all. He got Derek Carr throwing him the ball. And so we're going to really see just how good Devontae Adams truly is and if he can replicate what he's done in Green Bay. So for now, I got him at number 4. Tyreek Hill probably should have been lower because he got Tua Tagovailoa throwing him the ball. But I'm just a sucker for Tyreek Hill and his talents. I'm a sucker for him in the open field and what he can do with nothing. I'm a sucker for his speed, y'all. This guy is racing animals out here, legitly racing animals. And so this shows you just how fast he is and how much of a game changer he is. And so I'm looking forward to a big year from Tyreek Hill. Even though Tua throws him the ball. One thing I can say about Tua Jamar is that when he's healthy, he puts up W's. And so if Tua Tagovailoa is healthy, maybe Miami can put up W's. But a lot of that depends on their chemistry with their new head coach. It's a lot going on in Miami. But you got Tyreek Hill, Miami, so you got a really good weapon there. Number 2, Jamar Chase. And I put Jamar Chase on my top 2, and here's the reason why. Because of who's throwing him the ball. And because of the fact that he got a lot of talent around him. And so as a result, Jamar Chase can eat. He can eat like a king. He can feast, y'all, because he got this solid network around him. Because if you doubling Jamar Chase, then, you know, you got to worry about T. Higgins. You got to worry about Tyler Boyd. These dudes ain't no scrubs. These guys can play. They are damn near just as better as Jamar Chase. Not better, but damn near. And so these are very productive receivers in Cincinnati. And so Jamar Chase gonna eat real good because he got a lot of talent around him. And then number 1 for me, y'all, I gotta give my kudos to white boy here, Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp don't drop the ball for nothing. Cooper Kupp is so reliable. I feel like, man, he reminds you of the Little Giants movie where the kid had the gloves, y'all. Y'all remember he had the gloves and he had the sticky stuff on.
I just watched it recently too.
Right. And every time the ball came, it just stuck to his hand. That is Cooper Kupp, man. I cannot thank Jamar. And I'm literally thinking of the playoffs last year, y'all. If that man even dropped the ball once, maybe, I just can't remember. Like, that is how reliable this dude is. This guy is, for me, the best receiver in football. And no disrespect to all the great receivers. Devontae Adams could do a lot. He could be number 1 here. I feel like in a way, Mike Evans could be number 1 here. That's just me. I feel like Tyreek Hill can be number 1. But Cooper Kupp has proven it consistently. And when the moment is big, this dude shows up and he's like, what up? Where the smoke? What's up? I'm here. And I ain't going nowhere. And that's what I love about Cooper Kupp. So I'm giving him his kudos here in the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. He is my number 1 ranked wide receiver in football. All right. Yes. Thank you.
I'll give you that.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I give you that. Just
I know you guys are sitting there. You're like, wow, he eloquently put that together. Thank you.
Sure. No, just the one thing I just want to highlight, like I understand that for the most part, you know, quarterbacks can make wide receivers. If you have a great quarterback, it does elevate play for wide receivers, maybe throw them open, things like that. But also at the standpoint that, you know, some of these wide receivers, especially the ones on this list, like a lot of them are quarterback proof. Like, for example, like DeAndre Hopkins, we've seen over the course of his career, he's quarterback proof, even though we didn't put him on the list, and probably because he didn't really play as much last year. But had he played a full season, he'd probably been on this list right now. And we seen that he's quarterback proof.
I'm debating him.
Top 5.
Yep.
Easy.
Terry McLaurin. I mean, he's an elite receiver to me. And I know these guys are coming to the crop, but he's quarterback proof too.
Yep.
So, I mean, I get it. Like quarterbacks, your quarterback is important, but I just want to say it's not everything, especially with the 1% of the guys that we're talking about right here. Like these guys, I feel like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I got you, bro. I hear you. Yeah. Well, the NFL is back, y'all, and that often takes up a lot of our time on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. We all football fanatics. So yeah, but we got to talk some NBA, y'all. So Kevin Durant, he still remain uncommitted to the Brooklyn Nets at the moment. He seems hell bent on getting out of Brooklyn at this point. And so just curious, Jamar, and you can chime in as well. And which team do you think he eventually signs with? And which team do you think at the end of the day he's the best fit for?
Like, this is tough because
I want to see him in Phoenix.
That would be interesting. Just
sorry
from a
for
thought.
blurting that out.
No, that would be interesting just from that perspective. Don't know how realistic it happened, but I mean, if he was there, that'd be sheesh. This whole situation is interesting because he has no leverage. Like, he has none. He has a 4-year contract. I can see he was on his last year of the deal. He has a 4-year contract. And in Brooklyn, I applaud them. Like, we're not just gonna take any old deal just to move him. So if you want him, you're gonna have to give this man a king's ransom. And of course, everybody trying to lowball him, but like, this is tough. I honestly, I feel like he should stay where he's at, because I feel like before he even requested this trade, for the most part, they started adding pieces, to make another run here. But just for shits and giggles, what if he was? Let me just throw this out there. What if he ended up in Miami without giving up too much?
Yeah, I think that was one of his first options. I guess to destinations he wanted to go.
Miami, Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah.
And so imagine him with Jimmy Butler, man, and Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson. That'd be a lot of points.
I think Jimmy will be gone though. I don't know.
No, they would have to keep Jimmy.
They had to keep Jimmy. They probably let go Tyler. Probably
Bam.
They had to let go of some of that talent they got. Yeah. But regardless, if they got Jimmy and KD, that's a lot to deal with. And if you still got Bam.
Yeah. So it'll probably be Tyler Hero, maybe.
Yeah, Hero had to go.
Yeah, one of them be out the mix for sure.
Man, yeah. I mean, Kevin Durant is one of the few players that's a seamless fit with any team, just based on his ability and how he plays.
Yeah.
And he just happened to be a top 2, top 3 player in the league, top 15 all time. So it just happens to be that type of guy that you got that's seamless. So, I mean, heck, he could slide right on into Chicago if he wanted to. But
we'll take him.
Yeah, this whole situation is interesting. I honestly, I don't have a clue what to expect. You hear one thing one day, you hear another thing the next day. At this point, I think they just gonna call somebody's bluff and just call his bluff and just have him stew and see what happens.
Yeah. And what team would you like to see KD with?
I mean, he doesn't. Like Jamar said, he doesn't have any leverage, so this one is pretty tough. I mean, I think his first destinations were Miami, Phoenix. Yeah, I mean, if you look around at it, I think the Rudy Gobert deal kind of messed up his chances of leaving, because now, Brooklyn, they want everything, to get him in, rightfully so. I mean, in the middle of a 4-year contract and you want out, I'm just not going to give up just any old body or just, throw him away just because he wants to leave. So, I mean,
right.
Honestly, I don't even know if he'll be traded, no time soon.
Right. I don't think he's going nowhere. If I'm Brooklyn and I'm their management, bro, he can scream and get mad all the hell he wants. I am not letting Kevin Durant go for nobody.
Yeah, I mean, I heard the rumors of, him going to Boston, but, I heard Boston didn't want to give up Marcus Smart, rightfully so. But I think I might have gave up Marcus Smart, but Marcus Smart is kind of like they glue, kind of like, they're Draymond Green in a sense. So
I would have done it.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, me too. I thought they didn't want to give up Jason. Right.
I think they
Okay.
didn't want to give up both of them. You know, I think it was that type of thing. So it's tough. I mean, I guess I would have, but you know, that would have been tough, you know, leaving. But then, you know, even if you know he goes to Boston in that situation, it's kind of like the same situation with Kyrie now. You know, now they, you know, let's just say Boston gives up Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. You know, he's basically in the same situation, maybe with a better coach, maybe and culture, but
Right.
I don't know. I mean, Miami, but I don't. It's just they want a lot. They want a lot for him, and rightfully so. I don't. Why should my program have to suffer because you know now you have a change of heart, you know, in the middle of a 4-year contract. I mean, at least
Facts.
you know, at least when these other guys left, you know, they left, you know, their last year or you know, besides James Harden, or you know, at the end of their contract when they were, you know, uh, free agents, but it's a tough one. He has no leverage at all. Hell, they could trade him to the damn Magic if they want to. The Magic come with the right price. He gonna be with the Magic or whatever they would have traded him. So honestly, I don't think he gonna get traded no time soon. It's tough to even think about what team he will even go to. He ain't going to LA. But
Nope. And what didn't help at all was that Rudy Gobert trade. That didn't help at all.
Gotta reiterate that. I mean, that didn't help at all. So that kind of ruined it for him.
That
Because
drove
they
up the
got so
bargain.
much for Rudy Gobert. So now it's like, well, we got Kevin Durant, so we want everything.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
I mean, I can't
thank Danny Ainge for that one.
Yeah, so I mean, I can't blame him. So now it's tough. He just might have to bite the bullet and blood.
Yep.
Facts.
But
Yeah.
I think eventually it might, you know, it always happens. I think eventually it's going to get so bad that maybe a team's going to jump out there and give him everything, or you know, maybe Brooklyn will eventually crack, or you know, maybe KD will just end up playing. But I think they'll eventually part ways. When, I don't know. I don't think it's no time soon though. I think it'll probably be during the season, or maybe like right before the season, like a week before the season or something like that. But I don't think it's gonna be no time soon.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, definitely. I think a divorce between them two is imminent. He's not happy, definitely, in Brooklyn. And it's sad, man, because you know, you think about 3 years and being in Brooklyn, with Kyrie Irving, y'all, with James Harden, and all you got is one playoff win to show. That's kind of bad, you know, to think about. You know, these are literally all-time top talents, you know, and this is all they achieved. So we'll see what happens with this situation. But yeah, a little bit of fantasy for just kind of seeing where you know, he would go. All right, y'all. Congrats to LeBron. He signed a $97.5 million extension for 2 years with the Lakers. And so the move there was made. But I want to talk about his son, y'all, Bronny. I don't know if you guys had a chance to see the highlight of Bronny James. Jamar, Ian, did you guys get a chance to see that dunk?
Yes, sir.
I'm like, damn, like, and this ain't even an NBA, this is high school. So this show you this kid got some springs. He got some springs. And I'm like, wow, like you know, maybe he's getting that Bron in or something. But this kid look like he gonna be a talented basketball player. I kind of was a little bit worried, y'all, honestly, because most basketball kids that play after their parents when they're all-time great, they don't really pan out as much.
Yeah.
But this might be an exception. I always think of Michael Jordan's kids, and we all from Chicago, and think of them playing like at Whitney Young and all that stuff, and them just being like not really all that great.
Just
but
kind of like
the expectation, right? I think a lot of people put a lot of expectations on them because they were the kids of Michael Jordan. But Bronny seems like he living up to it. And so I'm just curious, y'all. If you are a college recruiter or you trying to get Bronny into college, what fit do y'all think is a good fit for this kid based off his situation, based off of where he is? Could it be Ohio State? Could it be a Michigan? Could it be a USC or UCLA? What fit do y'all think is a good fit for Bronny?
I mean, it's almost like he can go anywhere, and it would just have a huge impact wherever he goes because he is the son of LBJ.
Yeah.
It's like it's a win-win for wherever he goes. I think I heard the other day Oregon somehow is the favorite right now, which I mean that's fine. I mean, it's along the coast. I think they're still in the Pac-12. I don't know who's in the Pac-12 these days, but
yeah, in basketball,
okay.
In the
I think
Pac-12.
Braun came down and shut that down though. He said if he commits somewhere, you'll hear from him.
Gotcha. So yeah, it's actually Bronny's world, whatever he wants to do, or if he decides to just go G League, who knows? I mean, but as far, let's just say if I was, I don't know, let's just say Illinois, the Fighting Illini. I mean, he goes there. I mean, he's of course he's going to get a huge NIL deal. Pretty sure people in that class probably going to want to come there as well. So
the game's going to be packed, just crazy.
A whole bunch of revenue, a whole bunch of they're going to be on TV like every other week.
Braun going to be at a couple of the games. It's going to be crazy.
Like Illini going.
I do think y'all though. Yeah. Go ahead, Jamar, because man, you talking about the Big Ten, bro. You kind of hitting the bone here, because like, man.
It just the overall impact, like I don't, because he's ranked 39th in his high school class.
Mm-hmm.
Entering his senior year now. I mean, honestly, we don't know, if he, we honestly truly don't know if he's going to, make it to the elite league of the NBA yet. Nope. But it's just like, when he gets to college, that could be the prime of his career right there. We don't know. But nevertheless, whatever school he chooses to go to, if he goes to school, he's going to win. The school's going to win. The TV network's going to win. Everybody's going to win.
Everybody.
Everybody's
sure. Yeah. Let me ask y'all this, y'all. What about Ohio State though? Like, he grew up. He was born in Ohio, right? He wasn't born in LA. He was born in Ohio. Mm-hmm. Likely raised out there because his dad was with the Cavaliers for most of his career. Man, I know that LeBron likely got to have a crib out there. I would imagine. You know what I'm saying? He's a billionaire, so he got to have a crib in Ohio. I'm just saying Ohio State would be very knowledgeable. And then he won't be directly under his parents. You know what I'm saying? And it's the Big Ten. Ohio State always have a good program. And so I'm just saying Ohio State probably would be cool. But then again, I can see UCLA or something too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the reason we're seeing him, I think as of right now, we're seeing him ascend. And I think the reason we're seeing him ascend is because not too much really because LeBron is his father. That has something to do with it as well, as far as his development. But I think it's his mindset. Like, you got to think, that's a lot of pressure of, it's a lot of pressure being LeBron James. So you got to think it's a lot of pressure of him being junior, even to the point where, he chose, like LeBron said, I think I heard him say, he chose to be called Bronny. I guess he doesn't want to be called LeBron Jr. He wants his own, he wants to stand up in his own right, as a man. So I think it's the persona and the, the way he just handled himself as a young kid. I know it's not easy, but I mean, he doing the damn thing. He's balling, and it's like he just kind of like a little wise beyond his years. So I think that's the real reason we're seeing him ascending. At first, we're actually watching him grow. Watching him play, it was just like probably just like a regular high school kid. But now I think he's taking that next step. He's almost playing. Looks playing similar to his pops. So it's kind of exciting to see. He still got some ways to go. The thing is, I don't know if he's done growing yet. It's crazy because his brother is 6'6".
Right, that's a big question, right? The growth.
Yeah, Bryce is 6'6", which is crazy. We watched these celebrity kids. We watched them grow, and you're like, damn, he this age, and he's this tall. You be like, man, we remember him when he was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's crazy. So yeah, I mean that probably would be the only thing. Is he going to be taller than 6'3"? And you never know. He might just stop at 6'3", 6'4". So that would probably be the thing. But he got pops, and he's working out with these NBA players, and he's grown up around it. So as far as him being knowledgeable about the game, and I'm pretty sure he could run point guard or whatever. I'm pretty sure he'll be fine. But I think the main thing why we're seeing him ascend, I think it's his mindset. He's took on, I'm Bronny James, essentially I'm Junior, and I'll take on whatever comes with it. And he said, I'm gonna just run with it. I want to make my own name. And I think that's the main reason we're seeing him ascend. He got a long way to go. We'll see if he goes to school, but or does he take the G League, or does Pops, kind of make the NBA, or kind of force Adam Silver to change the rule where he can go straight to the league. So yeah, I mean, wherever school he goes to, it'll definitely be a money play. Just like if he gets to the NBA, LeBron gonna play wherever team he goes. So it's gonna be a money play all the way around. So it's definitely gonna be a win-win.
That's why that's why he structured his contract the way he structured it. So by the time he do come, he can go play with him. And so I look forward to that. That'll be really, really good to see. And so we're gonna see y'all what occurs with Bronny. I see y'all point. But I can then again see a UCLA that would make sense, a USC, Ohio State, U of I, Michigan. Those all make sense from geographical standpoints for this young man, for sure. And so we're going to see how things progress with him. Lastly, y'all, as we wrap up today's session, we got to talk about the misery league of baseball, the MLB. And the reason why it's the misery league of baseball, Jamar, is because it is our Chicago White Sox. Right now, though, I got good news, guys. Look, we are only 3.5 games out of the lead for first place in the American League Central. Only 3.5.
Which is crazy.
So we still got life, which means we can still make the playoffs. And so, Jamar, I'm just curious this morning, bro, if this news excites you.
Come on, man. Not today. Not today. Look. Oh, we lost last night too? Oh, boy.
Hey, man, look, we only 3.5 games out of first place, dog.
Knowing darn well we should be 20 games above everybody in this division right now. But we 3.5 games behind the Guardians.
The Guardians.
Guardians, baby.
I can't even take them serious with that name, man.
Bruh. Dude. Yeah, it's a miracle within itself. For one, we even above 500 right now. For two, our manager, leave that one alone. I'm trying not to get my blood boiling. I mean, Tim Anderson is out until what? the end of September, which basically the rest of the regular season pretty much with that surgery.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I forgot somebody on the Sox. I forgot who called out this team for not having enough, dog or fight in them or whatnot recently as well. So, like, look, I have no more hope. I mean, if we get in, cool. I'll be there front row, but just based on how disappointment or more so disappointing this season has been overall, it's like I'm just ready for the off season. I'm done
Right.
until we get rid of
So
that.
even if a miracle is to happen, Jamar, and they get into the playoffs, your common sense tells you that it'll be a short playoff run.
Look, if we were playing at our peak last year and we got put out in 4 games, if I'm not mistaken?
Yep.
Yeah.
What makes you think that with the way that this cast is performing because of the Krusty the Clown as the ringleader? I mean,
But yeah, you guys should have seen the move he did yesterday. It had all baseball. Just like what is Tony La Russa doing? It's true, man. When guys are stuck in their ways, Jamar, I think that's what's kind of holding the stocks back. Is he's really stuck in his ways, y'all, of how he's managed the Cardinals and the Athletics in the past, and he's kind of bringing that to the Sox, and then the way it's kind of holding them back a little bit.
Yeah.
facts.
Yeah.
Should never been hired.
I think
Yeah.
anything is possible. It's like you say, we only 3 games out, but like we've been saying all year, La Russa, I think is disappointing. We were supposed to take that next step this year, and it's disappointing. And it's time. Like Jamar called it Krusty the Clown.
I mean, because y'all, this is a wide open division. This is
we right.
This
we
is
right
like,
there. And we are not playing our best baseball right now.
and I kind of feel bad, Jamar, because you kind of stated earlier, in the year, if we fired him earlier, it probably would have helped us in the long run. But the White Sox wanted to be loyal to him, and give him his respect and his dues, and so I think they kind of letting the season play out. But I can assure you, they probably thinking the same damn thing. And they just kind of wait until the season come to an end. And once the season comes to an end, then they'll try to find somebody that'll be more, that'll help the team win.
Players not playing like they supposed to, maybe because of the influence of Bozo. I mean, dude, I don't know. Dude, I'm done. Done. Wrap it up. I'm done.
Well, on that note, we will go ahead and we'll take the advice of Jamar and wrap it up and be done. Legitly, Jamar. And so final thoughts and shout outs, guys, as we head into the weekend. And gentlemen, also do us a favor, and remind the world of where they can find you and what other ventures you got going in the podcast world or in general. What about you, man? Go ahead.
You can find me at Facebook, Peoples Hernandez, Instagram, Slime Diddy 30. You can find me on TPM Sports at Third Post Media as well. We'll be back soon. And you can find me here at the Early Morning Sports Podcast with my guys, Brandon and Jamar.
Jamar, where can we find you, bro? Where can the world find you? What do you got going?
Find me here on Facebook, Instagram, everything basically at Jago with Sports. You can find that Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Of course, right here every Saturday morning with you fellas, the Early Morning Sports Talk Podcast. Sunday mornings, we about to get it back on a consistent every Sunday with the Destination Fantasy Podcast. I am a fantasy football fiend. Matter of fact, I'm about to go mock draft here in a second and get definitely into that. Excuse my itching. But anyway, no, you definitely check me out at Jago with Sports.
Yes, Absolutely, fellas. Any final thoughts or shout outs as we head into the weekend?
Oh, go ahead, Ian.
Not nothing in particular. Guys, just enjoy your weekend. Be safe out here. Yeah, just enjoy the weekend. Got a little rain out here this weekend, so kind of sucks.
Yeah. What about you, Jamar?
I got one. Shout out to the GOAT for basically saying retiring without retiring, Miss Serena Williams. Shout out
Oh yeah,
to her. Shout out to her legendary career. Shout out to her influence on tennis. I remember watching her and Venus coming in with the beads when they was like 17, 18, whatever age they were. I'm
yeah,
like, somebody that looks like me out there, and they're actually good.
Yep.
They're killing it. And now you see, likes of Naomi Osaka and Sloane Stevens and, people like that just because of her and her sister. But her dominance, 22 or 23 Grand Slams, 79 actual wins, I guess titles rather. It's just incredible. She's arguably the greatest. You could put her in the category for the greatest athlete ever. You can.
Yeah.
So
definitely one of them. Definitely top 5 of all time. Got to be.
Yeah. So definitely shout out to Serena Williams, like for real.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, world. You guys heard that. I just want to give a final analysis. You can say Chicago Sky, y'all, they are down 1-0 to the New York Liberty. If they lose tonight, it's a wrap. So Chicago Sky, we need y'all to play with some urgency because we want to defend that title from last year. So that game will be tonight, I believe. This afternoon, guys, at 12 noon. So we're about to find out shortly what it's going to be with the Sky. So fingers crossed for a good game with the Sky. Other than that, guys, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. We appreciate the love and support. We got a good amount of likes this morning. We thank you all for chopping it up with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. Please support us on various platforms. And if you are able, we would love to talk sports with you all. We are here and we would love to do so. Your love and your support is truly appreciated. And me, Jamar, and Ian, we hope you guys have a blessed weekend and stay safe. Peace.